I do.
Yeah?
When I'm not in jail.
When you're not in jail?
That's right.
You get put in Facebook jail?
Very often.
For years, social media platforms have been trying to deal with their misinformation problem. To try and curb it, Facebook has hired fact-checkers who research and label false and misleading posts. If you see a label on Facebook that marks something as false, do you believe those fact-checkers?
No.
But why not?
Because it's Mark Zuckerberg. They're controlling the whole narrative.
People who repeatedly share misinformation or break Facebook's rules can have their accounts restricted. That's known to some as Facebook jail. When you get that notification from Facebook that says, your post is false, how does that feel?
Excuse my language. It pisses me off.
I first met Mary Quintanilla at CPAC in Texas.
I've had some notifications with regards to maybe some of the COVID issues. So they'll say that's, fact checked and may not be accurate. And I just say, okay, and then I still post it. Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
She's a Trump supporter and skeptical of most fact checks she sees online. There's a video that Eric Trump retweeted a few days after the election that purported to show Trump ballots being set on fire.
Oh, I've seen that video.
That's false. The election officials who control in Virginia those set of ballots said they're not real ballots. Is that not a good service that something like that gets when it's shown to be false?
No.
Why not?
Because why can't somebody say, how do we know that's real? Aren't we smart enough to say, whose video is this?
Eric Trump wasn't smart enough. That video played into the idea on election week that there was all this mass fraud. It played into the idea.
No.
Mary has 3,000 friends on the platform. Most she has never met in real life.
Over the years, I've been put in Facebook jail at least a dozen times.
When you're scrolling through your feed, are you often seeing these labels?
Yeah, lots. And I click on it, and it says, see why.
And you read the fact check?
Yeah, and it's more baloney.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, for the most part, not everything. But it's kind of like the same old, same old. I mean, the problem is that you have people like myself who don't agree with their fact-checking.
We fact-check false claims by supporters of Bernie Sanders or Joe Biden or Vice President Harris. I understand why they have the perception, though. It is because the majority of the content that gets fact-checked tends to be created by those on what they may consider the conservative side.
Alan Duke is a former CNN digital reporter and now the editor-in-chief of Lead Stories, one of the fact-checking organizations that works with Facebook.
On the right, they're just more prolific at it, better at creating content that goes viral. It's shared more, it's consumed more. Those are things that put them in our target, not because of some supporting of a certain agenda.
So this is one, false information. The same information was checked in another post by independent fact checkers. Fact check, unmasked video does not uncover the truth about the 2020 presidential election. All have been investigated and disproven.
How do we know? Really? The audit is showing that they are actually imitation ballots?
Just with this video that you shared, right? That
Yes.
the fact checkers are saying is false.
Yes.
I mean, I know in that
And
I know in that one paragraph.
Yeah.
You probably disagree with every single
No,
thing.
we're going to disagree with the fact checkers of Facebook because they already have their narrative set up with their fact checkers. No, not necessarily.
They go through it all. Facebook says all of its fact checkers are nonpartisan and go through a rigorous certification process.
Facebook is a place where you share information and you can kind of pick and choose which information you think is good and which information you think is not so great.
But if there's so much information, are you sort of cherry picking your facts?
You could. I mean, whose reality is important but your own reality?
But shouldn't we have a shared understanding of it?
You can't do it. It's impossible. It's impossible because of the bias.
So, Donie, you're hearing these independent fact checkers now facing personal attacks from people on the right. I mean, tell me what they're saying.
That's right, Erin. I mean, it's incredible, really, how these independent fact checkers are being villainized. You know, I go to many Trump events now over the past year, and folks talk about fact checkers as if they are bad people, as if fact checking is a bad thing. Alan Duke, who you heard in that piece there, who works with Facebook as a fact checker, he has received death threats. He's received voicemails on his phone threatening him, the safety of his family.
Donie, thank you so much.
Sure.